How's it, everybody? And mahalos for tuning in to another episode of Howsdis podcast, filmed right here in the beautiful Twin Fin, Waikiki. Me and brother Brand have the pleasure of having a very special guest. You guys know him from all sorts of things that you guys may have seen. We please give a warm welcome to brother Keola Rapozo from Fitted.
How's it?
Welcome,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us today, brother Keola.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
We filming today, big dog.
Is that my good side or no?
Yeah. No, it is. It's your great side. And the hat looks cherry for real.
Okay, I got the headphone.
Yep.
Okay, we good?
Yep, that's ono.
Oh, yeah.
That's ono. No, but yeah, frick. Mahalos for coming because, we've talked story a bunch, just, know, on Instagram and stuff like that. Always bullshitting and this and that. And you train jiu-jitsu. I just started training.
I do. I'm caught by the rapture of love.
Yeah. Wait, how long have you been
The
training?
love of jiu-jitsu.
Right, it's great.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Because you've been training for a while, yeah?
7 years, maybe?
Okay. Right.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
could tell. I was like, oh, they're working leg locks. Oh, yeah. They've been going a long time already.
It's, for me, jiu-jitsu is, it's not mostly physical. Actually, it's probably more mental.
Mm-hmm.
The technical aspect is kind of what I really enjoy.
No, it is, right? It's kind of like this weird thing. Like, in the beginning, you got to get used to moving and all that. But then once the movements come, it's all in, like, the head, right?
You would think, it's a lot of movement. I mean, flexibility is definitely key.
Helps,
Strength is key, but to me, it's
the brain.
what's in between your ears, because
setting those traps.
but like even trying to like figure out a trap when somebody 250 is on top of you and you have like 3 minutes to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything goes up, like all of the theories and it's all repetition, and at that point you just kind of blank out and everything just has to sink. But if you don't have the mat time, then it's like you're just getting fucking worked, But even there's joy in that. You know what I mean?
No.
There's
Getting grinded out a little bit. Sometimes you're like, oh, I needed that.
like you finish, an hour and a half of just getting smashed, and you're like, yep, I'm a better person.
I mean, when I just go out and I'm just surrounded by, hey, brother Z, hey, you know what I mean? You the man, this and that. I love you. And then I go on the mats and no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know, 140-pound guy is just fucking tuning you up.
One kid too, you know what I mean? One kid.
Well, that's the thing is like jiu-jitsu is like the most honest, like one of the most honest things, right?
It's good.
Like you cannot like bullshit that.
You cannot. We actually, my partner and I, Renee, shout out to him. Early on, like we had a saying, like fake it till you make it, and it was more just like a mentality, like act like you've been here before. Because if not, then like
people
are gonna see through that. Jiu-jitsu,
it's the opposite.
Oh, I've been training 4 or 5 years. About that, you get on the mats and you look at your kumi like, bro, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
Yeah, it really shows.
Yeah,
you gotta be.
Yeah,
you just gotta put the time in.
Oh, time and kind of care, because I do know guys 10 years in still kind of like
no disrespect to the guys that have a life and kids and hard to make 3 times a week type of training, but
well, that's not bad. But some of these guys they act like they've been 10 years and then go all instructor on you.
Oh
wait, and then you're like, hey wait,
no,
that's
for
wrong.
real.
Like that's what I mean of a complete complete lie detector test kind.
Yeah, and I always tell people like, hey, like, I help teach the kids, and some of the kids are always like, Uncle, how do I get better? And I just tell them like, just show up.
Yep.
Like to me, the hardest part is showing up. After that, everything easy.
Yeah,
you're gonna get lick-ins, you're gonna get submitted. Everybody gets submitted.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're gonna your cardio is gonna die. Like it doesn't matter. But as long as you're there. Guaranteed at the end, you're going to be like, I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
100%.
Unless you blow your knee or something. You're like, fuck, I got to work tomorrow.
I should have come today.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 100%. But, like, also, like, because you're a business guy, but it's kind of a good way to clear your head, yeah? Like, you know what I mean? Well, especially, I don't know how you are, but like, I have a few businesses too, but like kind of ADD. Yeah. So like when you're in jiu-jitsu, it kind of gives you like, you only got to focus on that in that moment. Yeah. And all the other stuff like fades away.
It's that same scenario where you have a 250-pound guy on top of you trying to put your lights out. And if you're thinking about that tech pack or that brief or like, oh, I got a meeting tomorrow, like, what are you doing, guy? You're going to get, like, you know what I mean? Your lights are going to go out quicker, So it forces you to be in the moment, you know, especially with everybody on their phones and, you know what I mean? Like, on the mats and then run off the mats and check that, like, guy.
No way.
You know what I mean? Like, put that thing in your bag. That thing is off for 2 hours and just focus. Because if not, the 12-year-old is going to, you know what I mean? Snatch your arm or take your back. And
just happened last week. I blow my mind. Kylan, the kid that freaking films at Isaki, he's like, got me in no time. I was, you know when you just like, you just kind of roll around and then you feel like the grab. You're like, oh, okay, like we going. But yeah, he threw me in that freaking arm bar. Like somehow in a very weird way.
Still, it's all weird.
No, it's all weird.
Like, how did,
like, was I in turtle? And I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
how did you go from here to here?
Yeah.
In half a move.
For real. And got me a trip.
Yeah.
No, but then that program, I don't know what we can and can't talk about, but that program that we went to jiu-jitsu with you.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Oh, super sick.
Like, I mean, because we're like super community oriented. And like on Kauai, we've done like some stuff with kids and stuff. But I was like, oh, this is super, like, sometimes, because jiu-jitsu like kind of humbles you too, you know, you get choked out, you get beat up by guys way smaller than you. It just makes you kind of like have to become a little bit humble. So it's like, you just kind of in turn become a better human being. And for like kids especially, I think it's so important nowadays, you know?
Yeah. You know, bullying is huge. Yeah. You know, so we train at Uluwahulu, which is it's a community-based program, and it's private. And we train out of Kekula Kaiapuni, Oanuinue, and a lot of our kids, you know, they come from neighborhoods and family homes where, you know, there's not a lot of resources. So our Kumu Justin Brady, he's the man. He donates his time. We fundraise. You know, we try to get as much as the kids that are right on that line, and we try to bring them in, you know, especially undersized kids or like kids that are just struggling, friend group. And, you know, Anuenue is a very small school. I think there's like 400 something students from K to 12. And it's an all Hawaiian speaking school. So even more, there's less, you know, resources. There's less mentors. And we just wanted to provide something for that community that was able to help them build confidence. But I think my whole entire ecosystem is about helping people build identity, however that is. And it starts with confidence. It starts with learning, understanding who you are. And, man, Justin, I mean, he's helped me immensely in you know, in the past 7 years. And I can see the change in these kids, you know. Some of the kids, you know, we had a kid the other day. We had to pull him off the mat because we play sharks and minnows, and you know, one of the sharks pulled his belt, and as the shark turned around, he jumped on the shark's back and choked him. And I was like, hold on, you off the mats. Oh, he's one of those kids that are on that. You know what I mean?
Edge.
Because he's trying to figure out who he is. He's smaller. People pick on him. So he feels like, oh, okay, now I got a little bit of skill. Those are the kids we want to help.
Yeah.
We want to give them the confidence to be like, oh, there's no reason why I need to do that anymore. Because I can handle myself. Yeah. You know, not only physically, but mentally. You know, I can have a conversation with looking people in their eyes because, you know, I'm learning who I am. I'm building identity. You know, I speak Hawaiian and I'm proud to speak Hawaiian. I'm not on the cusp. I'm not the other. I'm the guy. So, you know, it's an interesting thing. And we're trying to just build the program slowly. COVID kind of, you know, like everything. We were teaching a lot of the kumu, a lot of the wahines up there, just kind of self-defense as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's a cool, I mean, and it wasn't something that we'd like planned to do.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, we just, some old man jiu-jitsu, and it was private. We had a couple mats, and then Po'okumu Baba is he is one of our guys as well, and he was like, hey, bro, we can start training in a cafeteria. And we're like, okay, shoot. So we get more mats, we get a bigger space, and then we're like, hey, how can we get the school involved? How can we get some of the parents? So now there's parents, there's kids, there's parents, and then if it meshes, we start to bring in like other people as well. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the mixture, and we're definitely not an academy that wants to like go out there and like compete at every tournament. Mm-hmm. That's not our style. We want to actually share a different type of mindset, help build identity.
No, I think, and that's super important, right? Like the communal aspect, like taking like the fundamentals and ingraining into the community. Yep. And like we talk about it a lot, but like so much people are like, they kind of deflect, and they're like, oh, the government needs to fix this, or somebody needs to come in and do this. And to see guys kind of just saying, no, that's like our responsibility.
Hey, quick secret, the government's not going to help us.
Oh, so
yeah. In case you guys was wondering.
No. Yeah, in case you guys was wondering.
Yeah. No, exactly.
100% though.
But yeah, so the fact that you guys take that responsibility and just like go,
yeah.
And then like you got these kids, and then hopefully that stuff like echoes in them.
Yep.
And then now they help other people like when they get older, and we live in a time which is weird because like I feel like there's a little bit lapse of that like acceptance of responsibility, and because of that you like see, just people act different. Nowadays it's kind of weird. You see so much stuff. I mean, maybe I watch the news too much, but you just see all kind of gnarly stuff, and you're just like, and you're like, oh, I don't really like. There was always weird stuff, and maybe it was like I always just felt more like isolated. Now it's like, oh, it's kind of like everywhere.
Yeah, we live in a crazy time. I mean, you guys are staying in Waikiki. I'm sure there's some shenanigans going on
all
outside.
kind shenanigans.
Yeah. Oh no, we don't leave the building.
Wait, we just saying on different room on the other side. I promise you, had one guy screaming. Just woo all night till like 8 a.m.
Oh, like on cat.
Yeah, I come
sure
on,
it wasn't a cat.
Just purring. Right?
Yeah.
No, I go say, "Hoy, go home already." Like nah, Freddy.
Yeah, wow. Moki is. I take my daughter surfing right over here. Oh, nice. She loves surfing, so there's definitely some characters underneath the banyan tree.
Yep. Toy. That's their area. Yeah.
That's their spot.
Yeah.
The banyan tree.
Yeah, the banyan tree.
A lot of trees they sit on. Poof. The thing is, I mean, the seats, the chairs that they sit on, that thing is vintage already. You see them out of.
You got to be careful too, because if you walk, you know what I mean? Like if you don't walk in a zigzag, you're going to get bird shit on you.
Oh.
You got, I promise. We ruined a couple hats.
Hoy, see, I was just saying, with those hats, you better not. You know what I mean? Oh, I would choke one pigeon out of freaking land.
Oh, you gotta make the kayak like washer-proof, like hat
yes,
just for Waikiki.
Scotch guard Waikiki version.
Yeah.
That's classic. These pigeons down here, cause no joke. You see those feet?
Cause do you see those necks?
What you mean?
Cause some of them they know my feathers, but you just see their neck.
Ew.
Face brown. Body brown, no neck feathers.
Ew, how come no more neck?
I don't know. Maybe they have some dove
get the
pigeon jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Get choked out too much.
Yeah, they get choked out. Yeah.
Oh no, those things are nasty.
Nah, Waikiki is gnarly. Waikiki is nuts compared
to. But you know what's crazy is I love Waikiki. Like I feel like Waikiki has so much mana to it, and I try to spend as much time down here as possible, regardless of all of the people and all of that. There's space here that still resonates with our kupuna.
So you're talking about like historically?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I mean, like right here, Apuakehau, or like.
Sorry, where's the Apuakehau?
Apuakehau is pretty much where Halekulani to the Sheraton.
Okay.
It was the largest mulevai in this area. So basically, before they dredged, all of the rivers, the 3 rivers that came down from Pololo, Manoa, and where's the other one? Kukulu'ai'o.
Okay.
It would come into this area, and that's where everybody used to come fishing. Everybody used to come. Yep. Everybody used to come out kai, right over here. Yep. And there's so much history. Every invasion came from this side. There's been battles, a Pukeo battle. There's been, there's so much good stuff in this area that I think we forget about it just because there's all this concrete down there.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
100%, like historically, even further later, like when like Liliuokalani, like this is all like where the Royals would go for their like quiet time.
Yeah, Ainaho is like 2 blocks from here.
What is Ainaho? Sorry,
Ainaho was Keolani's hale.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like interesting. Like if you look kind of is like it was kind of this almost like a retreat for them. Yeah, like even though it wasn't that far, they'd go here to like get away from.
Yeah, I mean
like all the stuff.
The wave switch is on all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like this is naturally the spot.
Yeah.
You can come the sandbar, easy to catch waves. You not a lot of drownings. You know what I mean? That you just come and like hang out all day.
Yeah,
with your family.
It's pretty sick because we're super into the history. We get to talk to the director of the Kauai Museum every once a month, Chucky Boy Chalk.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like you're right though. When we from Kauai, when I come here, I'm always like, oh shit, Ward, Kaka'ako, like you know what I mean? Like this is just concrete jungle, huge buildings.
Yep.
So you lose that. At least for me, like. I go dig bottles, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
But I would never think that people were even here before all this. Like, it's just over my head kind.
Yeah.
Where Kauai, you can see that old shed still yet. You're like, oh, no, this is plantation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I mean, I love learning about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's up to us as placemakers or communicators of this generation that we, like I source a lot of my inspiration from this place. Oahu is my home, right? And shout out to Kauai though, because my family's from Kauai.
Yeah.
Wait. That's what was it? So Rapozo's.
Yep.
What?
Well, my uncle Joe, my dad's oldest brother, he lived right by the park at Homestead.
Homesteads or house lots?
Homestead.
The front or the back?
Oh, the front.
I know those. I live right down the road from them.
His house is right across the street from the park.
Yep.
Wait, that's all. Philip Rapozo's them. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's a complex.
Get
plenty of
Uncle
Rapozos.
Joe, get plenty of Rapozos.
Right there.
Yeah.
But so my Uncle Joe, my cousin Ashley, who else get his daughter, and then Mario. And then their kids moved over here. But my family originally is from Kekaha.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, West Side.
West Side.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a family reunion in August.
Oh, yeah.
At the park.
Okay, I can come crash them.
Please.
I can change my name every day.
Come. I get you a shirt. I get you a shirt.
Yes, running a podcast. I'm getting that thing in the back.
Yeah. So shout out to the Naka'ahikis, Aipolanis.
Yeah.
Mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just like you were saying earlier, like it's kind of trippy. I just thought about it when you were talking about the rivers.
Yes.
I was like, oh, it makes total sense. Like all valleys, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the water come from.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, now it just runs to like these, like the Alawai. It's channeled into bowls, channeled into like those different areas. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
But get old. But so like, it's up to us to speak of, a pastime, mo'olelo of this area by using the old names. Right?
Yeah.
We there's old names of all of these places, Kapua, Ka'uluwehi. I mean, there's all old names, but we don't use it anymore, because I don't know, because somebody said that, oh, this is this now.
Well, it just got marketed at different.
Yeah, it's just a different name. So
that's interesting because like Kauai is a little bit different, yeah. Because generally speaking, like not that much has changed as far as like, like the name of the place or the river or whatever.
Right.
So it's like, oh, that's interesting to think about that. Like Oahu's kind of gone through like heavier transformation.
True.
So
transformation. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, that makes total sense.
Yep.
Like, it's like, oh, what sells apartments better? Like,
Bro,
in the 80s like that.
Yeah, I was just dropping off my youngest at summer school, and I got off the freeway by the Humane Society, and just so happened to be at the light. I looked left, and I looked at this name of this building, and it was Mo'ili'ilian. And I was like, what is a Mo'ili'ilian? You know what I mean?
Martian,
well,
like
we're just like, I mean, I don't know what the brief was for naming that building, but I know what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, person
of that. Yeah.
Mo'ili'ili.
Yeah.
But interesting, it was probably built in the 50s or 50s and 60s where
Yeah.
somebody was naming these things, you know. It's just interesting to me.
Mo'ili'ilian.
Yeah, Mo'ili'ilian.
Oh, sound like one freaking I'm a cool house.
You know what I mean? Sorry if you live in that building. It wasn't I'm not trying to joust, but it was, I just had looked and I was like, Mo'ili'ilian. I get it. Honoluluan.
Yeah,
you're trying to, give
like a
possessive
place.
Yeah. But like my kumu always tells us, like, you want to learn about Hawaiian or like things Hawaiian or mo'olelo, like start with your street name, the street you grew up. Figure out that name, where it come from. Then it's either a person, place, or thing, right? And then research that. Then you can start to unravel like people who were there before or like stories, certain mo'olelo, or like we thought we're right under Diamond Head, right? Or they call them Diamond Head.
So
and then like even further they say Le'ahi, but the older name is Lai'ahi, right? So like the forehead, Lai. But I mean, even that it's harder to say than Le'ahi, but even Le'ahi it's harder to say than Diamond Head.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of the construct that marketing maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but
No, yeah, I mean, like, we're super curious about, like, all the old school stuff. Just because, like, part of me, like, we talk about it in previous podcasts, but, like, sometimes you feel, like, a little bit guilty. Like, oh, I'm supposed to know, but I don't. So it's, like, now it's, like, trying to make up for lost time kind of thing.
There's a construct right there with that question, right? Or that feeling, that almost feeling inferior. I feel like we got to get over that, right?
Oh,
That's trauma, in my opinion, right? And it's either trauma from our kupuna, who is like scolding us all the time, like, or I even go even further, and I think it's like this. I think it's an inherent trauma of being unplugged from our mainframe, right? So like the theory of mo'o ku'auhau, right? Or our mo'o is our lineage, right? It's not a tree, it's this line.
Yeah.
And we talk about this concept of kauna, or 4, like the magical number of 4, 40, 400, 4,000, 40,000, 4 million. So, and it's like, the best way I can explain it, or kind of how it was explained to me, was like, if you're mo'o, if you're a mo'o of like a fisherman, and like 5 generations before you was really good at fishing, or that was their kuleana, was to fish, provide fish for their community. In you can pick up one line and one hook, and you can fish. It's in you, right? Inherently. But when we couldn't speak Olelo Hawaii outside of the home, our grandparents got unplugged from the mainframe, right? You know what I mean? Like our mainframe, because we have a direct line to up there, right?
Yes.
And I feel like that's where we get this inferiority complex, because we're not connected. We're trying to reconnect. Like, both my kids go to Kaiapuni, and I believe in Olelo Hawaii. Like, even though I'm not fluent in Olelo Hawaii, I wanted to make sure that I can reconnect my kids to their mother tongue, right? Their language. So I think that's important,
100%.
That's
yeah.
mean.
No,
it's just a theory kind of things that we kind of, talk about, but.
No, I mean, it's super interesting. Like, just exactly, like it's almost like ingrained in you biologically. Like,
we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know how important our language is, because we weren't in a household, like my generation. I didn't grow up in a household. My kids' generation, Kaiapuni is 30 years old now. So whoever was born within that 30-year bracket have been exposed to Olelo Hawaii at a much more valuable level, right? Not just if you're excelling in extracurricular, like hula or like things like that. Like now, my kids go to school 5 days a week, right? After school, we have an advanced class at JiuJitsu that's taught in Olelo Hawaii, and we're trying to integrate that in as much of our learning and teaching as possible. Even though, some people might say like, oh, but what are you going to do Olelo Hawaii? I'm like, can you speak 2 languages? My 6-year-old speaks 2 languages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At 6 years old. So I think it's just in general the being able to navigate thinking, and just like being able to think in Hawaiian is fucking fascinating to me, because it's like almost a direct correlation with saying what you see. Like the word for helicopter, right? Like I think in the dictionary might be helicopa because it sounds, right? But then olelo Hawaii, or like thinking in Hawaiian would be pinao. Pinao is the dragonfly, because the thing goes cause right? Like it's like, oh shit. To me, that's thinking in Hawaiian. You know what I mean? Or like even the word for kumu, ya kumula'au is a tree. Like, oh, the source. The source, right?
Interesting.
Our teachers, our kumu, that's our source. I love that, like direct connection with like physical, like even like, I call it physical design, or like nature, right? Like there's a direct correlation with our language. And we got unplugged from that. Or our kupuna, my grandparents got unplugged from that. And in turn, my parents didn't have it in the home. So naturally, I don't have it in home. But it's up to me, 3 generations later, I'm trying to plug them back into the mainframe. So, yeah.
That's cool. I mean, it's interesting too, yeah. Like
super sick.
Because like language is an interesting thing, because the way the language is structured, like it kind of affects your like thinking and creativity. Because I've heard this more with like other languages like Spanish, like all these old Latin languages, where like if you learn those languages, because English is good because it's very specific, but it creates like, from what I've read, like rigid thought processes. Like everything's so like this, whereas like it's not fluid as much as like some of the other languages, which then makes your thinking more like rigid and specific, and everything becomes black and white, right? And there's no like flexibility.
There's a practice, like rain in English is rain. Rain in Hawaiian get 300 different meanings.
Wow.
Every ahupua'a has their own name for rain, right? So it's like,
and that's because of the way it comes in, or the way that it falls, or the way
it's all of that. It's characteristics. It's identity. So like I grew up in Kahalu'u, and the rain in Kahalu'u is called po'ai hale. So po'ai hale is this rain that surrounds your house.
What?
And specifically to Kahalu'u, right? But there's a different rain in Kaneohe. There's a different rain in Kailua. Rain is not just rain, right? Even makani, or like wind. There's all kinds of different names of wind. But those things are help to document data, right? It's help to, through generational sharing, to make sure that, because we didn't write, right? We were
speaking.
Yeah, we're an oral society. So the more you make things, or the more you say things, the more you have storytelling, right? Kaulana, you make it famous by repeating it. Then that becomes the mo'olelo of that area, And so that's why the connection to the names of streets directly tied to your identity, even in this modern time, because that should be the start of reconnecting you back to your mainframe. So I think just in general, just to bring it back a little bit, it's all about not reshaping identity, it's reconnecting identity. Because like that question or that statement, like, I don't know if I'm doing them right. The fact that we're like actively trying to reacquaint ourselves with olelo Hawaii and cultural practices, and I mean, I see so many cool things happening right now that is nowhere else in the world. It's inherently Kanaka, Hawaiian, right? And it's beautiful. Some people might be like, oh, it's nobody cares about you guys because you guys in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, yeah, try look on the honua and tell me where Hawaii is. Yeah, it's in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, what's around us? Ocean. And what's around that? Oh, the continents. Bro, we're in the stage. We're in the middle of the planet, on the biggest stage, which is the Pacific Ocean. You know what I mean? And we have this chip on our shoulder because nobody wants to listen to us. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we have to push, and we have to generate, and we have to share, and we have to tell stories, and we have to not fake it till you make it, but it's almost like we have to be like, bro, we've been here for for thousands of years, right? And we want to make sure that people aren't like, they're not oh man, I heard this word and I can't remember it, or it's this term, which is basically like predetermining who we are. There's a phrase, and I'm bummed I can't remember.
In Hawaiian or in English?
No, just in English. I was watching a podcast the other day, and they were talking about it. I was like, oh shit, that's great.
I mean, there's a bunch, like what, manifest destiny, predetermination. Like,
it's more like
destiny kind.
It's more like, because we're so isolated, people have this thought and idea of who we are. You know, it's like back in the day, people were like, oh, but you guys live in grass shacks. Like it's still 2005 and people are thinking we live.
Oh, no, 100%.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, no,
seriously?
I went to the mainland, people were like, Ash.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how you got here? I was like, wait.
Come on.
Va'a.
Yeah.
I was like,
Va'a, by way of Va'a.
Yeah.
But so like it's also, we're going down this road of like intellectual property and like people taking our IP and then making it their own, or like what they think it is, right? Where like I feel like our goal should be owning our shit. Like, this our shit, right?
Yeah.
This IP was left by our kupuna. They work hard to develop this curriculum, develop this data, right? What we doing? Just letting people come and take them and you know what I mean? Whatever, make millions and millions of dollars and take care of their family who never stepped foot on this aina. And while we struggling, you know what I mean? While we have, you know, the highest rate of homelessness, or, you know, Native Hawaiians homelessness in prisons, like, we need infrastructure and resources. You know, how do we link IP control with like real community change and resources? I don't know, but I'm saying that there's a link there that we gotta figure out. That you know we think that, or not we think, the people, the richest people here, they're all real estate, banking, right? And their resource is buying and selling this land.
100%.
Right? But to me, that shouldn't even be on the table. You know, like our kupuna never talked about owning land. But it's all this data collecting. It's the names of winds. It's the names of, you know, of the people that came before us. It's the name of this ili, or this sand, or this coral, or this bird, right? Or this flora and fauna that's famous. That's the IP. That's our resource, right? That's the thing that we own inherently. That's ours. That's our mo'o. So if we can, you know, and there's people that are doing an amazing job at cultivating this, so that, you know, we can still control it. But if we keep allowing people to come here and just pluck and pull and
100%, yeah,
you know, fuck.
No, but it's an exciting time. Like how you're saying, there's so many people. I feel like this is almost like the renaissance or resurgence of that. You know what I mean? Like, there are people in like 70s till now who kind of like really did a lot of hard work, like individually. Sure. And then now you're getting these like the fruits of that start to come out.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, it's interesting. I grew up in Kalalu'u. I went to Wahole Elementary, and, you know, I see all these pictures of like my parents and aunties and uncles, and, you know, in the valley, and in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, the Hawaiian Renaissance, they fighting for water. We're still fighting for water. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, government not gonna help us.
Oh no,
bruh. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because they control the resources.
No, 100%.
You know, we got to figure out how to gain back that control. You know, of resources, or maybe that's the construct. Our kupunas never even had that. Wasn't even a part of our that wasn't. It was about managing, not about controlling. You know, but then this Western foreign way comes in, and it's just about controlling, and, you know, aimoku. Yeah, just grind. I don't know.
It's a random question. Like, so for sure, I agree with you. Like, there is no, like you said, it's management, right? It wasn't like, oh, we per se own this, but like moving forward as local people, as Kanaka, like, how do we have to adopt that and then just so my mind is like always how to make it better. Like, how do we, if this is the issue. For sure, that's an issue. For sure, that's messed up. But we're here right now. So, like, so is it like, oh, we band together and buy it, and then management for the community? Do we, so these are the things we actually talk about a lot as well. So it's always interesting to get somebody's, like, fresh perspective of, like, what they think or even just, like, thoughts, And obviously, like, you've already shared a lot, so it's not like nothing's come out, but I'm just like, oh, this is, like, mind you, like, we didn't know what we were going to talk about when you came into this. We're like, okay.
Just go.
Well, because, like, I mean, I looked you up. Like, honestly, most things is about, like, your clothing line, your brand, all these projects you're doing, and which is awesome. But I feel like the things we're talking about is the fundamentals to that.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I'm like, oh, this is super interesting.
Yeah.
And just to get your perspective on, like, and I'll talk to, like, Kuhao and some guys about this stuff too. Like, oh, so, and I love that you guys take responsibility. And that's why I asked this question. Is like, people are actually moving forward and, like, trying to do stuff. And I think it's important that everybody all over it, like, instead of going isolated, oh, the more we talk, the more we connect, the more things we do, then we move forward as, like, a community.
Right.
And then we're like, okay. And then there'll be different people, like how you said, like old school, everybody had different jobs. So now as we connect more people into their, like, their identity or their, like, roles and their jobs, then we can, like, even take more back.
Yeah, I think one of the main points of that comment, or, like, the biggest construct is that we weren't inherently taught to own things, right? It was about responsibility of family members, community. It was about survival, about eating, food management, resource management. The construct that we are in now is we are part of the Western world. And there are some things in that has to be navigated. If not, right? Like, we see how we treat our homeless.
Yeah.
So if we want to just go live on a piece of land, that's great, right? But we have to have the tools to be able to manage those resources. And do we have enough resources to be able to feed our community? Currently, right now, I think we're at 92% of everything getting shipped in, 100%. Which is ridiculous because we have the most fertile soil, certainly in the United States, right? Like, some of the most fertile soil. We have the 2 wettest places on the planet Earth, right? One is on your
Hawaii,
Moku, and one is on Maui. Why is that construct so prevalent to us? Why can't we figure out how to feed why can't we flip that to 8% is getting flown in and 92%? Here's something, and not to sort of veer too far away from the question, but, pre-contact, we had like something like 750,000 Hawaiians thriving, right? From Hawaii Hawaii, from Ka'u to Kekaha, right? Maybe even Moku Mana Mana, or however we were navigating. I don't know Mawada over there, but we still would travel there to practice. We can't even get from Waikiki to Kapolei in 40 minutes. And there's 1.2 million people on this island, right? So a 40%, 30% reduction in people at any given moment, but we were able to thrive pre-contact. To me, it's telling you that our systems are upside down, right? Where this management or owning land, we're putting obstacles in front of us on a straight path from birth to hala and how you survive in your community. We're putting these obstacles in our way. So given that's the papa, right? We have to survive in this world, in this new world, 2023, post-COVID, whatever it is, government, having their hands in everything. So we have to figure out ways to control IP. We have to figure out ways, if we could, there's this might be controversial and I could be off a little bit, but the biggest landowners in Hawaii, it's not Haole, it's not Asian, it's Kanaka, right?
Let's talk about this. Usually behind the closed door, but we have.
It's Bishop Estate, it's Lili'uokalani Trust. It's these legacy, crown lands.
Wow.
And granted, the state land is crown lands. That's our land that they're managing. So technically Hawaiians own the most amount of land, but we control the least. Why is that? Right? And I don't know if it's communicate. That's above my pay grade. You know, when you look, you know, there's a book called Who Owns Crown Lands, and you look in there and it has all the LCAs, and you can see what land was granted to what ohana, and what is government management, and what is, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And it's evident that Hawaiians, we own the most amount of land, but we control the least. I don't know why.
So what, they're just leasing them out and stuff like that?
Or they go unused, right? Like they kind of they lay. I mean, yeah, this goes in. You can get to like the Hawaiian homes thing, and a bunch of stuff like that. Where it's like how many?
All above my pay grade.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly. It's super complicated and
it's complicated,
and there's a lot of history.
Yeah. So to go back to the original question, how do we survive, or how do we not survive? Sorry, that's the wrong word. How do we thrive? Right. I think it is, you know, with any great society, to me, it starts with the thinkers, the philosophers, you know, the artists, that they can think of these things. They can create the world. And then you bring in the engineers and the architects and all the people that builds the worlds, right? When you start to get convoluted is when politics gets into play. Who's paying for this? Who's using this? Blah, 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 blah. So first, we have to think of what this world, not world, but what this post-COVID, post-Western acquisition, what do we want Hawaii to look like? And what is it going to take for us to get there? Minus government. Yeah. We have to own, right? We have to liberate ourselves from the control of landlords, right? But the construct is leasehold, right? So like...
Meaning, sorry.
So like, is Kauai the same way? Do you guys have the...
We have Hawaiian homes. We have a bunch of land, not so much camp schools and stuff like that. But I mean, I would say on Kauai, it's not as like Oahu as much. There are old families that hold large swaths of land, like the Robinsons, right? They hold that, and they own Niihau, and they do that. So they're one of the larger ones. There's a few, not as much like how it is here. Yeah. But there is Hawaiian homes. There is like plots of land, and they definitely are not fully utilized in how they could be in any way. Yeah. I mean, but there's a lot of good stuff going on too. It's like I said, I think it's good right now because there's so much talk. There's so much things being brought up, and it's forcing people what they could have like hidden before. Now you can't, right? Whether it's mainlanders or whether it's before you could like kind of like hide it, right? Yeah. Like never have the internet, never have that. You could kind of just like make sure it doesn't go into the newspaper, make sure it doesn't get in the news, and all of a sudden nobody
control the narrative.
Yeah. So now it's like, oh, we love it because like that's kind of what we do. Everything, all the buffers are off, right? Like you can go to independent media and find out like, okay, what's going on, and then you can read another independent, kind of try sift through everything and get the real story, and then and look some stuff up yourself. Sure. You know, and that's what we tell most people. Is like, oh, I mean, it's good. Listen to me, but like, make sure you look it up. Don't just listen.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, do your research. Figure it out, like, because it's important. So you should be in it.
We got to talk to Ernie Lau, and that was really cool. Yeah. You know, about the just about
the water.
The water, Red Hill. That was a big one. We just talked to my friend Brad. So Brad, he owns a company that manages like on Kauai and a lot of the islands, the reservoirs, all that stuff. And he talked to us about like how complicated it is. Like, you know, like they want to shut these things down and we don't. And it's not even a money thing. It's just like they don't want to deal with liability.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like, out of state, the DNR is like, it's just, I mean, and he'll get into like the DNR side, like how like these guys are running everything from parking meters in Waikiki to drinking water.
Wow.
You know,
that's true.
So they're spread so thin that he's like, I get it on both sides, you know? Yeah. Like I don't want
So what's the answer to go private? Have these private companies come in and manage it?
Well, I mean, he does. He's a private company, and they contract him. But even then, right, they're like, I don't even know if we want to do that. We just want to shut it down. We just want to decommission, and he goes into his about why he thinks that's a bad idea and all this stuff. But I do think, so my dad was the mayor on Kauai before.
Oh,
So, but because of that, like I've seen from a little kid time, like like politics, like unless there's, and this is why we get into community so much, because no individual can really change anything.
Yeah.
You'll need to come through with a group of people of like-minded mission and come through and then work to that. And then even then it's almost like rat nest. Yeah? Like like when your fishing line get all tangled. You got to slowly start to untangle that thing because you got hundreds of years of freaking things all crisscross, So because of that, it's like I've always just say I'm like, oh, more easy, just do it in private.
Right.
More easy, we get together, we create these things, even if it's through a nonprofit or whatever. You come through and then you have to raise large sums of money. And then how do we go and then, for example, we've talked about it in other podcasts, but one idea is what if we created a group and bought up a hotel?
Yeah.
And then what we do is we take that and anybody who's local, and we create criteria and so on forth. And we say, you can invest whatever money you want, $5, $500,000. And you get paid back dividend every year from the profits of that.
Beautiful.
And then you take 10% of that or 20% of that every year and you allocate it towards the next hotel. Yep. So slowly, we start reacquiring the things that essentially, because exactly how you said, I really like the IP thing because I never thought about it like that. Because I'm thinking it from physical.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh, well, all these guys are physically making this much money, whether it's rental cars, whether it's hotels, all these things. And if I go in and say how much money stays in the pool of Hawaii, it's very little.
Yeah.
Most of it goes, 20% stays, pays employees, pays rent, pays electricity, all this. And all the rest goes back to the mainland into somebody else's little bubble. Right? So essentially, Hawaii has tons of money, even more than we think.
We generate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're that earner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we don't capture it all.
But we don't. Yeah.
So we need to figure out how to capture. Because my thing, even with land and homes, is it ain't going to get cheaper. We can hope it gets cheaper. We can say somebody needs to drop it. But realistically, it's not. So what we need to do is up everybody's pay. So what kind of ways? You cannot do hourly. That's going to be too hard.
Right.
So if you can create these systems and these things that people can buy into, right, based on what they can or how much work they put in or whatever it doesn't have to be just money, but something, right, some effort, something, and then they will get in returns more than their hourly,
right,
and hopefully that builds them up. So they can make if the medium income in Hawaii is 200,000, and then kind of also in the vein of Brenton, right, we also have to create barriers of entry. So if
I agree with that.
Everybody's making money, we can't allow people who have way more money to come in and easily acquire.
Sure.
Right? And it gets tricky, right? Everything's gray, meaning I know plenty of guys who moved here and they're great. They're great people in the community. They're great stuff. And I know guys who are terrible, you know? So it's one of those where it's hard. And then it's how far do we go back? Because, what, if we go back to the 30s, then my grandpa doesn't come, or sure. he doesn't get to be here. So it's is the line now or when was the line? It gets real gray in that area. So I'm okay, so what is what?
We had an interesting conversation. So I'm a board member at HAWAI'I. So we manage 404 acres in the HAWAI'I area, and it's interesting because we talk about this a lot. It's kind of a joke, but it's not a joke. We throw it out there. Imagine if everybody who wanted to move to Hawaii was required to work some sort of AINA-based function, whether they're in local I'a or lo'i or mountain work, something, right, within the ahupua'a for 1 year. Yeah, it's required. So many hours, say whatever, 200 hours. You have a year to complete it before you're even eligible to buy.
I mean, that's a great idea.
You know what I mean?
Well, I like that because it's not even even rich guys got to work then.
Everybody got to work. Yeah. Everybody got to touch soil. Yeah. Everybody got to touch rock, right? Yeah. We force them to have this connection, this physical connection with this place. Yeah. They cut their hand, they get dirt in their toenail, they kind of get out for 4 weeks and then you really start to wonder oh, this place is magical. I see it now. Not just, oh, it's beautiful. You walk out here, it's beautiful. You take a beautiful picture. Yeah. You may look at it once or twice after you take it, but you work on a farm for a sustained amount of time, you remember, right? You remember you stub your toe on that rock, or you cut your finger on this California grass that you're clean. Like, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. It's like, imagine you talk about the barrier to enter, right? And all of these, we build these useful constructs for people to come in. I like the communal aspect of investing. I think that's great. I think design can also help in these systems. And I've had a dream of doing a hotel for 10 plus years, sitting on a concept, waiting for that money, waiting for the bag. Like, part of my my work is in design, is spatial design. And it's been something that I've been very passionate about, creating entire concepts from branding to physical space to flow, and how people walk in, and packaging and stuff like that. I'm fascinated with storytelling from start to finish.
You helped at Surfco, their new corporate office.
Yeah, well, that was a fun one. Yeah, we were brought in as a design consulting. We're small, and it was fun. It was great. We were able to sort of help out in certain areas where we could communicate story that was inherently Surfco, So like when you walk in there, there's that huge 60-foot by 25-foot floating. I don't know if you guys seen it or if you guys know what that is.
On the top.
Yeah. So that's 700 Stratocasters.
Yeah, that's sick.
So and I didn't notice until like we sat down with them that Surfco owns Fender.
Yeah.
Bro. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
But then the further we got into it, and Mark Fukunaga had brought up that there was one of the original engineers of the Stratocaster was this gentleman by the name of Freddie Tavares. Freddie Tavares grew up in Maui in the 30s and 40s. But he was like this MacGyver guy, like just like tinkered with everything.
What?
Him and his brother built the first ham radio. They were talking to Australia, Asia. Bruh.
Whoa.
From Maui.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bruh. So the story is he was at a show, I believe it was Tennessee or something, where he was listening to somebody play music, and Leo Fender was in attendance. And after the show, he introduced himself, and this exchange happened. He said, your amplifier sounds horrible. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, I can fix it for you. So he goes and he fixes it, and it sounds 10 times better. He said, do you want a job? So he flew him out to California, jumped on the team, and they designed and engineered the Stratocaster. So we thought the connection was like,
that's heavy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Freddie Tavares, this local boy from Maui. It's not unsimilar to Mark's Ohana, and how the grandpa, came here and like found his way to become one of the biggest companies in Hawaii, right? Family, business, hard work.
Yeah.
So we connected all that and we created that thing that's floating in the air, and it's
It's a mean one.
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks handsome, but then when you start to like break down the layers and you find out that the engineer of the original Stratocaster, did you know that the original Walt Disney, that riff in the beginning, how like it always pops up and it goes, it's Freddie Tavares.
What you mean?
That sound?
What?
That's Freddie Tavares. Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Was on the map.
Cause bro was
Yeah.
the man. Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to Freddie Tavares.
Maui really
boy.
no Kauai.
Yeah. Yeah. But those are the stories, like, that's the shit that fucking just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gives me those, like, that's the nuggets. And we permeate in all aspects of culture and life, I think, right? Like, if you look at our sports, stranglehold, we come from the most isolated landmass in the world.
Yeah.
We got baseball, shout to Colton and all the boys, right? Like playing Major League Baseball. All of our athletes in football. There's, I think I even seen on hockey player the other day. There's a hockey player, that's playing in some league. Like, bruh, that's
hockey,
yeah, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. Shout out to brother soccer.
Freaking Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, the only rink here, right?
Seriously.
But the amount of talent, Barack Obama was the president, right? The amount of talent that this small place, creates.
Yeah.
To me, that's something. That's IP. That's we're space makers. We're we're storytellers. We're athletes. We're we permeate in all these areas of society that can make cultural impacts and big leaps. But yeah, if we can just all peel it together and kind of like really, and I don't know if it's a branding thing or I have no idea. I don't know how to communicate that, but it's evident to me that I see Kanaka, Hawaiians, Kama'aina everywhere.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, big, like crazy. Yeah.
No, 100%. There's so much talent that comes from Hawaii.
So much talent.
And a lot of times I think it's just like, I mean, we're a little bit self-defeating, so we never allow ourselves to go into
it's that same thing you mentioned earlier. Like, is it good enough?
Yeah.
No, 100%. And, and that's something over the years, because Kauai's even worse. Like, I grew up in, like, the 90s, right? So, like, in the 90s, before the internet, like, Oahu was, like, this magical place. You're like, all the cool stuff happens in Oahu. And then you'd, like, fly once a year to get your school clothes. Yeah. And come. So you always just felt like it was better. So then you're like, oh. And then until I moved to New York, then you realize, everybody's the same. Like, these guys aren't better than me. They work hard. They do their thing. They figure it out, whatever. But it's not like I'm incapable.
Right.
So, and then once that, like, switch turns on, where you're like, no, it's up to me.
Yep.
It's not up to, like, it's not like I can't do it. Right. So in the same way, it's like, I do think Hawaii people just generally are some of the most talented people.
Yeah.
Like, out the bat. So if you can take that talent and really, like, nurture it with, like, discipline and work ethic and just, like, consistency, like,
those are the three keys. I try to teach my daughter the two things you can control more than anything is your attitude and effort. Right? If you show effort and you exceed your levels of effort and you can provide a positive attitude, you will go far in life. It's easy things. That's the things you can control. That doesn't require anybody's input. So can't say that we're there yet, but we're getting there. Yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially through these talks, it becomes more evident. The thing that is interesting through all these podcasts and talking with different people is just like, I do think a lot of people think it's isolated, or like, I don't know who else thinks like that, right? Because not everybody does, but there's a lot. Now it's like, how do we create these connections that then nurture that, and then almost like you're almost like think tanking, and like it's spurring even bigger thought. Like what we do even with creative stuff is like, if it's just him, then he'll come up with this. But if we can get 3 or 4 of our other friends who have like kind of different perspectives in this, then the idea for whatever skit or advertisement or whatever comes out so much better. Sure. And in the same way, it's like, okay, they think of perspectives that like he or I wouldn't ever think about. Yeah. So it's like, and then we take that same thing and if we could do that in just like culturally and community wise. And I think with all this new stuff coming up, it's kind of interesting because it just pops up more. You're like, that guy's thinking that. That's pretty interesting. This guy's, and so people are working on it like individually all over, and to kind of create these like connection points.
I think what I see changing, and it's positive, is we're finding more ways to like dispel the crabs in a bucket mentality, right? Yep. Where like it was really evident when I was growing up. So like just for context, I grew up in the country. I'm a local boy. I'm on Moki, right? I worked at Culinary Chevron for 12 years. Wow. Pump gas, 12 years. Paid my way through college, worked 3 jobs, and while I was working at the gas station on Tuesday nights, I would bring my homework. I went to design school, so I was making dresses and making patterns and stuff. So here I'm surrounded by alphas, or you know what I mean, like all the brothers, like and while we shut down the service side, the full service side at 8, from 8 to 10, because I was drafting patterns. Brothers was coming in like, bro, what you doing? I said, I'm making it, bro. Yeah. Making girls' dresses for, cause what's wrong with you? Yeah. I said, nah, no worries, bro. I have a plan. Yeah. And okay, yeah, I see a plan, and that could have defeated me, right? And I think that when I was growing up, if I didn't have that passion, perseverance, and hard work mentality, then it would have stopped there, from 8 to 10 at Chevron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I remember same friends who would like be my biggest fan as they seen, oh, you're not quitting, you're still making okay, cause bro, you go, you know what I mean? I'm there with you, right? And then as soon as like, you know, we open the store, that first wave of like support, boom, everybody's gone. It's like, bro, whatever happened to so and so, or bro, I never see the kind long time, or my boys that I fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
Puka.
You know what I mean? Gone. Yeah. So it's like there was that oh, but I got you until you do better than me, and then now we got a problem,
bro.
So nowadays it's I guess our network it's wider now because of the internet and because of social media, that now we can traverse those layers of crabs, so to speak. Yeah, it's a little easier to then not get defeated because someone across the world is telling you, hey, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool what you're doing. For real. You know? And you need those bumps, right? You need those like affirmations to keep going. Like, oh, I am doing something. Instead of, you know, sitting in Kaneohe at Chevron making women's patterns. Yeah. You know what I mean? From 8 to 10. Yeah. So I do appreciate this generation and being able to communicate. I was just talking to my barber too, and he was talking about how like tattoo artists in the last 10 years, they've gotten to become so revered. They're already revered. Like if you knew, right, a tattoo artist. But now you can find the baddest tattoo artist on the planet. You might have to wait 3-4 years and $5,000 deposit. Wow. But you can get a tattoo from the baddest person on the planet. Before it was like your friend is tattooing in the garage. Yeah. Oh, cause you can do a couple triangles on me. Right? You know what I mean? Or you could go all the way. You can go see Uncle Keone, you know what I mean? And you can get right. You could go both ways. You can see Paul Kumo. Like there's the information has become much easier to acquire. Yeah. But also with that, there's also responsibility and not being able, you know, sharing the wrong thing or, you know, so this is where you got to do your due diligence. You got to study and you got to figure out if it's the right thing.
Yeah, it's cool to see, like, you guys doing your thing, you know, you, Kuha'o, just doing your guys' thing, and then you guys are cool, you guys work together, you know, friends. Like, I think for someone like me, it's easier to traverse the crab in the bucket mentality when you are around those guys like that and you see them working together, you know, and they're cool and you can chop it up, talk story, instead of just being like you said, like kind of at the gas station by yourself and isolated, you know. It is easier, like whether it's events or just talking story on IG. I'm like, oh, right on. Like I have something to more like look forward to or like, you know, look towards.
Yeah. So it's a fun time, bro.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's exciting. I mean, it's hopeful.
Yeah.
Hopeful is a good word. Yeah. It's what we do with this opportunity. I think it's gonna set up, you know, my kids' generation and what they'll be able to do, what they'll be able to base out. It's like, you know, there's three VAs in your life. Yeah. Past, present, future. Right? It's like Pico, Pico-i, Pico, Pico-a, right? You have the past, this art mainframe, this us connected to our mo'o and our kupuna. You have the present, which is now, which is what we're doing on our timeline, and then we have our future, right? If we aren't in our present doing things to take one step further than our kupuna and not mess up or fuck up, right? What they left us, then essentially what we should be doing is setting up our children for them to do one step better than us. That is our responsibility while we're on our timeline. We don't often look at that aspect, but I feel strongly about that because, you know, I grew up in a single parent home, or, you know, my mom and dad got divorced when I was like 9 years old. And I remember just after that, everything was stable before that, you know. After that, fuck, we moved 8 times, 5 years. You know, mom's struggling. No can pay bills. No hot water. Fucking bathing with 1 hose. You know what I mean? Like, I remember how hard it was. And all of that work, and it wasn't lack of effort. It was just the circumstances didn't provide my mom with what she needed for us to live a comfortable life. She worked hard and she did the best that she could. And I appreciate that. And what I extracted from that was hard work, you know? But then even more, I'm looking at that, I'm like, bro, I never want to raise my kids this way.
Yeah.
I seen the struggle.
Yeah.
I seen the stress on her face. I seen my mom passed away way too early. And I think she passed away from stress, right? Like it's just a lot of like depression and things that we never talked about growing up, but we talk about it all the time. We're open, talk about, you know, mental health and like self-care, self-love.
Yeah.
And my job now is to make sure that my kids, you know, have enough to do something, but not enough to not do anything, you know, and that's important to me. That's my job right now.
100%. Yeah. Like, yeah, we just did one and somebody just told us this and it was pretty interesting. It was like, you know, my ceiling is hopefully my kid's floor. You know what I mean?
Perfectly said.
Seriously.
Yeah. Perfectly said.
Yeah. So, I mean, no, I think so. Like, and exactly that. Like, there's just so much stuff that can happen. Like, I want to see you build a hotel. Or take over a hotel or whatever the thing is.
Or when we get one hotel, you can design them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That bag will be there. That's
Oh,
what
yeah, let's go. I'm there.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's a dream of mine.
No, I mean.
I think good design, and this is just my geek design brain. Good design makes people's lives happier. We get on doorknob for and keep people out of your space. That's on design.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One door is one design.
Yeah.
Like it's a construct so that people cannot just come in and out of your space. And I think if we can embellish things, tell stories, create purposeful design, you know, that people's lives are better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we start to eliminate the constructs, like this place is the second most expensive place in the whatever, it's the most expensive, whatever, 1, 2, or 3, right?
Yeah.
Take your pick.
It's expensive.
That's a construct that is hard. That's stressful, right? Like I know how hard I had to work to, and I'm hungry. I'm so hungry right now. You know, imagine our kids. You know what I mean? Like not even like owning a home is like it's impossible. You know what I mean?
100%.
Unless it's generational and your family set you up. You know.
But even then, how like 2 kids, then they split it. Then no, 100%.
We're not even talking about estate planning, right? Like estate planning is like, oh, if you don't want to go to probate, make sure you know what I mean? You plan your estate.
No, 100%, yeah.
They're not teaching these things in school. They're not teaching financial, security or just even like just knowing how to manage your money, you know?
No, 100%, yeah. Yeah. All this information, all this knowledge and stuff, like, I think it'll be super important to, like, hand down, and because, like, honestly, most of my stuff, like, I learned in the mainland. Like, I love my parents, and my dad was a great guy, and my mom's a great lady. But finance, even as a mayor, not good at it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, they're so giving that it almost becomes, like, a hindrance, too, Like, where it's, like, it's a great attribute to give, but you can only give what you can't, it's, like, almost like the airlines, right? Put on your mask first, and then... put on your kid's mask so you don't like knock out before you can do anything good.
Like that's like for that.
Yeah.
So it's like that where it's like, okay, because my dad died early too, but and it was largely he just worked from like 6 a.m. to 10 at night.
Wow.
Meetings like that. Like he valued his community, so he'd go to like weddings, birthday parties, and like every single thing he thought it was important because that. But at the end, every single card had a check in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And which is great, but like to an extent. And then when he passes away, then it gets tricky financially because you're like that. And so how do you balance that? How do you do it where you can earn more so you can give more? You know what I mean? How do you do it so all these kind of like little things that I've had to learn from kind of like, honestly, like mainland guys, like from the finance side at least, because like his whole thing was you always like take the good parts of him and like fix the bad parts of him, like his whole thing is like, I'm not perfect, but like these are my good things, and make sure you keep those, but the other stuff, figure it out. So in that same respect, it's like, oh, if we can take the little bits of knowledge, like I feel like I'm blessed to like learn from like people who are in good positions that could like jumpstart these other kids, these other people, and then they multiply that, because it's in the same way bad ideas can get like replicated, so can good ideas.
Sure.
And to take that and then put that in and like do these private sector things, I think where I really do think like, we work with a few like government-y nonprofits, and it's so hard.
Yeah, it's like sludge.
It's just like that. Yeah. Like there's always a stipulation.
Yeah.
There's always some kind of end event that has to do it, so guys can come and take pictures and make sure everybody in the newspaper knows that they're a part of it.
All the gross stuff,
yeah. You're just like, yeah, we just want to make it so guys can do this. Can't we just do this? And they're like, well, and then
they can't miss an opportunity.
And then it's election year, and then blah blah blah, and like there's all these kind of things. So, yeah, I just think exactly how you said. There's tiny things that we don't know, and we don't want to put like the next generation through what we've seen.
Yeah.
So how do we do that and work together?
I think also like building on that crabs in a bucket or anti crabs in a bucket, and then merging the storytelling and making sure that we tell these stories and they become famous. Kaulana. I think that we reconnect with our me'e or our heroes, and we have heroes now, right? Like you're mentioning, you're someone that all the kids look. You came to JiuJitsu, all the kids wanted to take picture with you, right? Like we have to elevate our me'e, right? Our heroes, like like whatever aspect of society you're in, like let's elevate you. Like it sucks we no more billboards, right? But and like the whole like media and marketing and PR and Hawaii is like whatever. Yeah. But shout out to 1117 though, they're making some waves.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that was a plug.
Boy, that was a good plug. That was a good plug. 1117, bro, for real though.
Making waves.
Seriously though.
But like I strongly believe that you can adopt mentors, right? If you're savvy enough, you can pick up a book, read it. You don't ever have to meet that person in your life, but you can take all the things positive that resonates with you. Boom, that becomes part of your armor, right? That becomes part of your honor. You can like, oh, that guy was really good at like whatever math or finances. Let me figure out his system. Oh, that guy was really good at typography. Let me find out why he was so good at typography. Oh, this guy's good at storytelling. And you can create like this character, that benefits or like helps you build your attributes in your game of life, And we got to do more of that. We got to elevate our me'e, our people in our community, people who are doing hard work. We got to stop with the, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can do good until you're doing better than me. Like how I always thought, and this may not be like the right way, but for me, I always felt that being a little bit naive was great. You know what I mean?
Like, it's like free, yeah.
It's like liberating.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care what you fucking talk about me. Like, that shit does not matter to me. You know what I mean?
I'm going.
Bro,
you're like, I'm fucking.
Because I'm going.
Yeah.
Like
I'm there.
You can talk all the shit you like about me. That shit does not bother me at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep doing what I do because I trust in my abilities, right? In what I can do. I have confidence. And we got to do more building up of people.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think that's very important. We got to stop tearing people down.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
This fucking cancel culture that we're in, like, shit is garbage.
Yeah, because, I mean, everybody has something, right? Everybody has even if it's the smallest thing.
Sure.
It's like, and then you're going to pinpoint that. But what is that? It's like war. It's like, I mean, we talk about Syria sometimes, like how in the 70s, Syria was like Miami, yeah? It was like nice, crazy stuff, like awesome beaches, just like people with like Western clothes, and now it's like bombed.
Yeah, they had like the craziest like palaces and stuff, right? Yeah.
And then bombed, but from within, right? It's like civil war.
Yeah.
So it's just like you took all this stuff, built up beautiful things, and you just smashed it, and now everybody's forced to live in poverty and like Why? Because you have control. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's about control. It's about controlling things.
Yeah.
Our ancestors weren't inherently about controlling land. We were about managing resources. That's how you have a society that can have almost 1 million kanaka and thrive, not just survive. Right now, people are just surviving.
Oh, 100%.
Barely sometimes. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, what we were talking, I was in 7-Eleven on Kauai the other day, and I was just like, I do well enough, but I'm looking at all these other guys, I'm like, oh, how are you, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do we get it so, like, everybody can make it? You know, and, like, because, I mean, on Kauai, Oahu, there's a little, you know, Kauai is so little bit houses that, like, right now, it's just gnarly. Like, when quarter acre is, like, 900,000, no house.
Bruh. Oh, that's Oahu price is that?
Oh, no, it's gnarly. And then on top of that, you're like, oh, you know, like, we've had friends who just bought a house in, like, one beaten house for, like, $700,000, and then they'll tell you their, like, mortgage, and you're like, wait, what? Like, with interest rates and this and that, you're just like...
5,600, 6,000 a month.
Bruh. More than that.
Holy
more than that. And you're just like, oh, and, you know, it's like him, his fiance, and then her parents had to, like, all go in to do it. And you're like, oh, that's crazy.
And still, per person, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm like, guys,
so I'm like,
why? Right?
So,
like, why are we facing this construct? You know?
And then Kauai has a huge, like, worker shortage because literally there's nowhere that anybody can live and work like one regular job.
Right.
Like, just not even possible. Like, I think a room in somebody's house is like $2,000 now.
Oh my God. Where do you work? What's industry?
No, that's
Tourism?
what I mean. Restaurants closing. Like, not because no more business.
Right. Just no more workers.
No more workers who can afford to live there.
No, like, there's people, like, you see them go from, like, 6 days to 5 to 4. 3 days now.
Like restaurants.
Bro, I'm like, bro, you're on your way out, bro. That's, which is super shitty because, you know, we always talk about, like, bro, that mom and pop store go out. Like, you're never going to try that musubi again.
Well, it's always the mom and pops that go first, because they're not really, like, savvy. They just been around for a while and it's worked and this and, like, everything's been pretty stable. But you jump these percentages that much, they just don't know how to react.
And they can't pay. They're not going to pay. What they're going to pay the freaking... What they gonna pay the guy on the floor, like freaking $40 an hour? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, right. They don't even make that, I feel like.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So it's those kind of things where you're like, oh, and then how do you have a healthy community then?
Yeah, it's almost impossible because then we're almost hurling towards crabs in a bucket. No, I mean, you know what I mean? Because like the people that want, like, is it just people don't want to work, or like we're even past that conversation? Like, people, you know, during COVID, they never like work. Now we passed that. Now it's like we can't even afford to live in a community where we can work because we get jobs. Yeah. So what's the answer?
2-3 jobs. I'm like, Hawaiian, how are you going to even pay the freaking, you know what I mean? Like, if you're paying 2 G's or whatever just for one room, you're not going house. You know, like, there's no way. Like, impossible.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, and
something has to, and if it comes from the private sector, I don't know. But there has to be hope for the next generation. Even our generation, like, if we're talking about, I'm a 90s kid too, and if we don't have a home by now, good luck.
It's,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like honestly, the only way to, like, we look it up all the time, but like, okay, we got to buy like 30 acres and then distribute that between like 60 people. Yeah. You know?
Half acre each.
Yeah, something like that where you're like, okay, that can do it. They can build this, you know, and mind you, it's like where you can find anybody to build on Kauai 60 houses, you know, because, like, you know, there's no construction.
Yeah, you're going to have to fly in on one company.
You know, so, I mean, it's complex and there's a lot of stuff, but, like, you know, and then you're like, okay, how do we break this down? How do we get people more money? How do we create jobs? You know, even with what we do, we want to get guys into media largely because we know we can kind of bring tons of money from out in. Right. You know, and just hold that in that pool of capital. Sure. You know, and then distribute it out so people can actually, like, I don't care. Like, I mean, you see the clothes we're wearing. It's nothing, like, crazy. Right. You know, it's just, like, you just want to be able to kind of, like, enjoy the life you grew up with. Yeah. But, you know.
Yeah. How's that? You hustle hard. You're making it. You're doing well to maintain a life that you don't want to lose.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
And that's the thing, though. Like, kind of like what you're saying, like, kind of hard out once you see that hope kind of, like, the flame going, right? It's like, right? Because you want everyone to do well, and it's not like they don't necessarily not want to work, but you know that person working 2-3 jobs still is just so hard.
Yeah.
You know, so you're like, brah, like, you know, like what we're talking about now, we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
But
and how does that affect like the other issues, right? Like homelessness. You know, like I mean, even lack of cost of housing. I feel like that idea of hope, the idea of like oh, there's something I can get. Once that's gone, like, oh, are we not getting it?
Yeah.
Like there's no possible way. Like now it's just like, what else you can do?
Because the thing is so far from like possibility almost. It's like just what Brand said, like, God, there's no way. I'd have to rob one bank. Like I'd have to rob a few banks.
You can't even rob one bank.
Yeah,
like, like you can't even be a criminal and be successul. Yeah, like honestly, like there's not enough resources.
Yeah,
for
no
you
more
to,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, seriously.
What, you gonna be one career bank robber?
Yeah.
Buy one home in Kahala.
Yeah, exactly.
Not happening.
No,
not happening. You got to own multiple businesses. You need passive income. You need, there's so much that needs to go right for you to even live in a different zip code on this side of the island. Bruh. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I ran into my friend at a baby shower like a few weeks ago. He's very successful. And he pulls me on the side. He's like, "Hey, did I hear that you're doing did you just do something new?" I was like, "Oh, we're doing a deli."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, we're doing a deli." He's like, "Why do you do it to yourself?" I was like, "Guy, because this place is very expensive to live." I mean, I know you don't have that problem, but because us guys, we gotta. And he looked at me, he laughed. He said, "I have that problem too." I was like, "Okay, you just sold on $10 million home. Like, you chilling. You know what I mean?
I have that problem too. It's like, Hawaii, maybe you better look at your lifestyle." You know what I mean?
No, he's a very humble guy. He takes care of his family. He's an older gentleman.
Nice.
But I look at like his generation and how they were able to navigate, even on that level. Like, I feel like it would correlate with now at the amount of output that we're doing, but the timing is different.
Yeah.
So like, we're not afforded as much leverage as that generation, you know?
Yeah.
Where whatever it took for him to build this home, right, then to sell it for $10 million, it's already like, you know, like it's past us. Like having that type of resources, it's finding those properties, those multi, level walk-up buildings where you have 20 units and you're collecting, $200-300 passive income from each one, and over a sustained amount of time, man. That's a good amount of revenue, right? Yeah. And then you use that leverage and then you buy another one. Yep. But what do we have, our generation, we're creatives, right? And so this is what I was telling him. It was like, so for me, that's my idea of creating IP and being able to leverage IP for ownership, right? Like that's a way of sort of trying to create passive income. It's just a slower game, we're not investing hard money. We're investing time, which could be money, right? Like hourly. But it's, like you talk about, like in this pool of money, if you cannot drop money, but you can invest effort and sweat equity. That's useful, right? But here's the construct. Some people or some like money guys, they won't see sweat equity as equal to capital leverage, which is insane, because to me, having capital leverage is like, it's the hardest thing to do, but once you have it, that's the easiest way to make money. You know what I mean? If you have the money, you can make money. Yeah. But when you don't have the money and you have to create money, that's way harder. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like from a creative standpoint, everything that I own or I have, or I have 16 employees and payroll tax, all this other stuff, it's all from creative. Yep. Right? It's all creating design and making products or projects, spaces. It's all in theory until we make it. Yeah. But then, maybe your family has an estate and you're sitting on, $20,000 a month. You get this fucking check. You take that check. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? And then you take that money and you're able to leverage it.
Yeah.
Well, I tell him, I mean, once you get rich enough, it's just a buying and sell matter, yeah? Because you buy something that nobody else can afford to buy at discount.
Discount.
And then you resell it for market price and you make that arbitrage.
And that arbitrage is your new leverage.
Yeah. And then now you have a bigger pool.
Yeah.
You have a bigger pool. So, like, once you get a bigger number, it's not as hard as people think.
Yeah.
But you got to, like, save that and earn that and reinvest that until you get to that leverage point where you're like, okay, now all we're doing is moving.
Yeah.
All we're doing is moving into, like, underpriced things and selling it for.
Yeah, it's finding those investment opportunities that are at a discount. That's the key to making your money work. The market's here, but you can buy something here. Look at that.
Yeah.
And the only thing that does is everybody else is priced out.
Right.
We just went to an auction, a tax auction on Kauai, and I just felt bad. Like, so we went there, and there's like 30 people in the room, like lots of like local aunties and uncles, and they've saved their money. They've done like, and then the price goes, and then 5,000, 10,000, thing hit 30, 25, 30,000. All the hands just stop.
They're priced out.
But
even at that, that's still a discount, no?
What's that? Oh, no, but never sell yet. It went higher. But then my whole point is like, frick, they like, how long did they take to save that much money?
Yeah.
And which is
working Safeway or something.
Which is a good amount.
Yeah.
And then you just like, nothing.
Yeah.
And then you come in and like, so I mean, Kauai, do you know who BlackRock is and these guys?
BlackRock, like the big investment.
Yeah, they're
the
on
biggest,
Kauai, like buying on stuff.
They're on Kauai.
Yeah, so if you go into the tax things and who's buying what, that's the LLC so coming in and buying, and you're just like, frick. Like, these guys are just kind of like coming in scooping.
Yeah, BlackRock is didn't they make a fucking fortune during COVID?
I mean, they make up for it.
They already make a fortune, but
they have 9 trillion assets
yeah.
under management. Like, you know what I mean? Just
9 trillion.
Raw.
Yeah. So it's that kind of money where you're like,
Yeah.
So like you'll see, like they'll send people in and they'll buy it under the company, and you're like, oh, so it's all those kind of things, and that's why I think it's important. Like, we talked to Brendan about getting this kind of legislation because it's not even individuals. Like, even like Zuckerberg will come in and he spends large sums of money, overpays workers, does this, and in a lot of ways, like, I don't know, I'm supposed to say not, but like he'll buy things and give it back and not let anybody know.
Sure.
So even as an individual, you can have qualms with him and whatever the thing is, but you can still point to something good. Like, BlackRock comes in, it's just fucking flipping, buying, and reselling.
Yeah.
There's no, like, any feet on the ground whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like that, where it's like you have zero input into the community. You have zero. And as much as people hate Zuckerberg, BlackRock is way bigger than him.
Well, and Zuck won his first jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yeah.
So
Brother.
crazy.
Yeah, I almost said just shout out Zuck, but brother.
Let's not go there.
But not that far.
We're not going that far.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I remember reading an article, and it's probably like Honolulu Magazine years ago, and they listed the highest luxury real estate assets, and I think 90% of them were owned by investment firms.
Yep.
In New York.
Yeah, so in 2008, that was the big shift. They all owned stocks, they all owned securities, and they were like that. They got smashed. So after that, they realized, the only thing that doesn't drop when like crazy market crashes happen or guarantee comes back is real estate.
Yeah.
So because like they're doing it on Kauai, but they're doing it everywhere.
Right.
So it's that same thing as where this investment companies come in, take huge sums of money, and that's their asset that they hold because they know it's going to go up with inflation. It's going to hold their value. It's going to do all these things, and it's way less risky than like businesses.
So which guy or gal gets to work in the Lo'i at BlackRock?
I get
I want the top execs. You know what I mean?
I think just the board, the whole board.
The whole board.
Yeah.
The whole board.
They all can get it.
Yeah.
They all can get it.
Apple Schnells.
Exactly.
All of them.
Yeah.
In the Lo'i, dirty toenails.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, it's an idea. It's
Well, I like it. It's this idea of like, what's your commitment to the community?
What is your commitment? Yeah, you're gonna make millions.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna give back? You said Zuckerberg overpays and you know all these things where he tries to he has, it sounds, I don't know the guy, but it sounds like he has a conscience, you know, and he wants to, like, the whole quiet title thing, like that probably was a mess to him.
Oh,
like
100%.
that was too much, you know, publicity. But those are far and few in between. You know what I mean? We cannot assume that these people have that virtuous aspect to them,
100%,
that, you know, that they want to, you know, go into these places. Like Hawaii, Colorado, New Mexico, who cares, right? It's this, we're buying it at discount. And that's the sad part, because we are a part of the Western world and the United States where that is legal, right? But what we need, I think, even, you know, just to go back to like IP control, we need an IP council that can kind of like envelop, you know, like how the Maoris have the film festival and they kind of control all things Maori. You know, if you're going to use, you know, any type of indigenous anything, right? Or the fisheries, how like it's controlled by the Maori people first, right? A percentage, they get to go fish first. Like to me, if government worked that way, like instead of the way that it does work here, there would be more successful Hawaiians. Like I was talking to my daughter the other day, my 11-year-old, and we were talking about banks. And I had asked her, hey, do you think there's, because she's always, you know, she's about ali'i and like, you know, she has her ha'iolelos about like Keoli or Princess Ruth, Ke'elikolani. But, and so she knows her history and she's like, Dad, how come why any Hawaiian own banks? Or Hawaiians, you know, that own certain things. And I said, oh, baby, there's a whole conversation.
You ready for it? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know the construct to that is. Maybe it's something we touched upon earlier. But, yeah, we need more successful Hawaiians that can, like, you know, impart our, you know, wisdom, will, hard work, dedication, you know, that have this virtuous aspect that we want to take care of community. You know, we want to spend more time buying gis and workout stuff for our kids, you know, give them scholarships. If they want to, you know, compete in Naga, like to be able to pay for their entry fee. Like there's all these small pockets. There's so much good Hawaiians doing great things, right? That we need to form. We need that pool, you know, we all need to have the same idea of what it is to, but then we get caught by our ceiling. And then we get up off our chair and we're like, oh shit, the ceiling is right here. Only can do so much, you know.
100%.
So that is our constructs.
No, yeah. But it's hopeful.
I like that.
Nah, I mean, it has to be, right? Or what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have hope, then it's kind of like you just advocate. You're just done, coming done. You tap. Oh, pal.
Yeah.
You know,
and we don't tap, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Put me to sleep. Just put me to sleep.
Yeah.
We don't tap. No,
I don't care if Zuckerberg had me on freaking bow and arrow. You know what I mean? I'm not tapping. You breaking something, brother.
Or I'm snoring. Either or.
Yeah.
Beautiful jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But that's why jiu-jitsu works in everything.
Jiu-jitsu works in all aspects of life.
Yep.
What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art. And whoever says that it's not art, fuck them. It is beautiful.
Well, they never did it.
It's a beautiful art form. I mean, we have this kid, or we have a bunch of kids, but you know, this one kid who is just so talented. You know, like just natural. You can't even keep him inside control because he just is like slime. You know what I mean? Just like
mean.
Yeah. I see those kids and they're young and they're just so hopeful. Like, bro, what you like do? You like go worlds? You want to try? Like, like you know, like we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? We'll raise money to get you over there and compete and, you know, but to not stifle that dream.
No, 100%.
That's pretty sick because when growing up, like I knew my parents never had that much money, but just like you were saying, like it wasn't that they didn't work hard and stuff like that, but whenever there was like trips coming up or like whether football or like even excursions off island, I just knew how much of a bad position it would put my parents in that I just would never go. You know what I mean? Maybe until like high school, when I was just like high school football, where they kind of had, the school had the funds, or we'd be selling like huli chicken or whatever. But so that's cool to hear that, you know, you guys are kind of telling him like, hey bro, like, let's do it if you want to. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Because I just never took that. I just never did that kind of stuff, because I was like, nah, like, I'm good. Oh, like, Sonny, like, grad party. Oh, nah, I'm good. You know, because I knew that even with the family pitching in for food and stuff like that, like, they still would have to pay for some stuff. I just didn't want that. So.
Well, grad party got to be what? At least $5,000, huh?
Yeah. I mean, at least.
Yeah.
You know, like.
That's why I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Save that money. That goes towards your college fund, or you know what I mean? Like, I encourage kids, if they can, if they have the means and the will and the hard work and desire, to go off island, you know, go to the continent and learn, you know, try and learn just even perspective, you know, like, that's something that I didn't have growing up and that I appreciate so much now. It's the thirst and want and desire for more perspective that drives me. You know, knowing that I don't know everything. Right? Knowing that like I can learn fucking something new. Like you could pick up your phone, learn something new every minute if you wanted to. You know, and knowing that, I think, is kind of important. Knowing that you can have a chip on your shoulder and be like, yeah, but we the shit. But we also are still learning and competing in the game of life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's 100%. Important.
No, but just to the perspective thing, like, I think that's the big turning point, is as you move out of your like little, your fear zone, your comfort zone, every time you do that, that just gives you more confidence.
Yeah. Get comfortable with being,
and then when you go back,
uncomfortable.
Especially when you go to the mainland, then you like realize like, it also gives you more value from where you're from. Yeah. Because you don't realize how unique Hawaii is until you are not in it anymore.
Right.
You don't realize like the kind of people that are in Hawaii until you're in a different place and like people are like ready to cut your throat. Like, in whatever job. You know what I mean?
And then over here, everybody trying to give like, come eat, come inside. Yeah. And you're like, hey, this is how everybody's supposed to be.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean,
you know,
seriously.
I tell guys a weird little story where it's like, you know, we'd go to eat and then, you know, sometimes you have money, sometimes you don't, so you'll pay for this other guy's food, and they want to pay you down to the cent, and you're like, don't worry. But there's just a different mindset there, right? Where this guy, like, oh no, like, there's no way there can be any, like buffer, gray zone, like, oh, a little, you know, they're like, oh no, I need to pay you this. Like, so in Hawaii, it's just more like, oh, I'll get you this time, you get me next time, whatever. Sure. You know, but it's just different, the culture. And I think those aspects of Hawaii, of just like local culture, is super important and healthy and will help people just be like better people.
Yeah, it's so unique.
Yeah, because it's not like,
it's not normal.
It's not normal. Like when you go most places, it's the abnormal for sure.
I remember a few times traveling to like trade shows and stuff, and you know, I make new friends in the industry, and I learned over the years to not overextend myself. Yeah, because like it could go one of two ways. They could take advantage of you, or they'll think that you're trying to game them. Yeah. Like, this was very interesting where, like, I'm just not, like, I'll give everybody one shot. You know what I mean? I treat you like my best friend once. You know what I mean? You fuck that up, then I'm sorry. Like, we not good, right? But, like, so I'll have friends in the industry, and, like, I'll open up the fucking fridge. Like, it's, you know, but then I'll get a sense of, like, this weirdness, you know? And I'll be like, and then I'll try to decipher that, and I'll be like, oh, does he think that I'm trying to game him? Like, I have no intentions of, you know, and I don't know if that you guys ever came across that type of interaction with people, because they're already on defense. Yeah. They're already thinking like, oh, you trying to steal my plug? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you want my fabric manufacturer? Nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no, guy, if you hungry and you coming to Hawaii, I got you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's as simple as that for us. But we also have to be mindful that people are sharks, and they will eat your lunch, because you're willingly giving it for free. Yeah. So I don't know how to, but I wouldn't want to change that. Like,
no, definitely. Because that's kind of on them, right?
Yeah.
That's more about them. And yeah.
Because that's the thing is you never want to turn into the thing you hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you're scared.
Yeah.
You know, you're on defense, like you said. Like you're always like looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's like how shitty of a life is that, right? Like always being like, oh no, somebody's coming for me. Like, you know, then it's not even enjoyable at that point.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, there's a couple sides to that too. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, it's a couple sides to that. We talk about like fundraisers. You know, I'm the first. People hit me up. I'm like, yeah, come to the shop. Like, no problem. You know what I mean? And then like every year now, you know, same. You know, but to me, it's all good. Mm-hmm. You know, if I can help somebody out by just giving them product and then they can, you know, fundraise for their baseball team or whatever, 100%. Like that's the least I can do. You know. But get some people who take advantage.
Oh no!
We love them too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're related.
Yeah, no, that's probably the ones that most. You know, we love them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
No.
You know, I always. This is one thing where I stopped bringing things like to places, not like mostly family stuff. Because they were like expecting, you know. So my line is, bro, you gotta be present to win. And they're like, oh, you forgot my shirt. I said, sorry, cuz I cannot carry 40 shirts in my carry-on, guy.
Yeah,
You know,
for real.
You know what I mean? But you come all
got you.
I meet you at the shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all good.
Yeah.
You know? It's just my cousin guy's family, they all give me shit for that. But but now it's known, you know, it's like it's like because I you know what I mean? Like my immediate family, okay, I bring. Yeah. But fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also just my job, my work is how I feed my kids.
For real.
You know?
100%. Yeah. That's what people don't realize. You tell them like, oh, come build my house then, like for 2 months. If you know what I mean? Like,
come lay tile.
You're a construction worker. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what you get like 17 weekends off.
Yeah. Because you get any 2x4s. Like, how much you need? Like a couple pallets. Like what?
I need about 700.
Yeah. Couple Matin containers full.
Yeah. Oh, but by the way, you go truck, you can deliver them.
Yeah. Hawaii'I, you get any extra toilets, tubs? I just seen you did that nice house at Kukuyula.
I know. I only like marble though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that Korean. Korean. I want marble.
Yeah.
Hey,
for real. Hawaii'I, you get any more of the dark granite?
I never liked the light ones.
Yeah,
I said dark.
Yeah. The 12-footers.
We love you too.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes you just take me by surprise. I'm like the kind. I'm so happy and giddy when I show up to stuff, and then they hit me with, oh, what? You know what I mean? You get any shirts? I'm like, oh yeah, I get. I like the kind over my head. I'm like, oh yeah, just go on the website. They're like, oh, but
your discount code.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, the website don't do that.
Yeah. I don't know how to make website. I don't know how to make discount on the website. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, but you know me. I was like, I know you.
Yeah, because I know.
Yeah, I grew up with you.
Yeah. Hey, fucker, you the same guy that was laughing at me making patterns, huh?
Yeah.
Nah.
Hey, we love them too.
I love them too. I love you guys too. I love everybody.
Yeah, it's all love.
It's all love.
It's all love.
Yeah. We gotta lift everybody up.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right. On.
Yeah. Nah, frick. Mahalos for coming, Ola, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all the insight.
Oh, big time.
That's super. Like, that's the goal with this whole thing, is like, a lot of time we get good conversations, but the thing is, like, over lunch, like, or at somebody's house. And you're like, oh, can people benefit from this? You know? Like, we have these conversations, we talk about, like, oh, how does stuff get better if we're, like, enclosed and nobody hears it, right? So stuff like this is like, oh, just getting it out.
Yeah. You know? So what, in essence, this podcast will be is a reference point, a resource, a data point that you can go and pull, extract nuggets from and be like, oh, shit, I remember, you know, brothers was talking about this. And, and then now it becomes almost like that meta we're talking about. Like, this is the new short form, middle form, you know, reading a book or a biography, right? You just get one quick little like bump and you're like, oh, okay. Oh shit. got it.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're talking about with buying and this little gap and learning how to make money.
Yeah, I think it gets
money.
A lot of people thinking and solutions come. You know, I mean, we get more people having conversations like this. How progressive is that?
Yeah.
You know?
And I just realized I had my fucking glasses on this whole time.
Hey, no way.
Sorry,
I said this guy is looking so damn smooth.
Hey. Right.
I was like, cuz.
Your business's style is designed.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's cool.
And is that Fendi? I said, oh, yes, keep those fuckers on.
Oh, shit, that's truly not my style. Oh, wow.
I could start the pod like this.
Oh, my God. Oh, am I a jerk? Fuck.
Nah, no way. I was like, fuck, should I throw mine on?
Except for mine on.
I mean, look at the Nom Noms bag, and then I look at your retainers you pull out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, oh, fuck, I get my glasses on.
So funny.
I take them off now or later?
Nah, he's chilling.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all love.
My daughter gonna watch this and she gonna be like, Dad, you and fucking.
Don't worry. We love you too.
Yeah.
We love you too,
baby
girl. Oh shit! Thank you guys, but I had a blast.
No, bro,
mahalo,
for real though.
mahalo.
Thank you for coming. It's been so fun, guy.
Yeah, super fun.
Thank you for making us laugh.
Yeah.
Keep us laughing, bro.
Yeah.
We need that.
Cause it's all fun and games until you go 14-year-old heel hook in your ass. You know what I mean?
Oh, you fuck! I white belt.
Yeah. You see it, cause but you get one stripe, Pito.
Oh shit! Hey, wait, real quick. I know you guys seen the video of the guy trying to kick the door, yeah?
Yes.
How's his hip flexors doing today?
Hoy, he got one joke straight to his sciatic nerve. Hawaiian. What you get on that door is what I was
but I didn't change that lock myself, though.
Good job.
Wait, that freaking... But I'm so glad they never... It's all good, though, yeah?
Yeah.
In 20 or 18 years, that's the second time that happened. But, you know, I mean, again, these criminals, it's like, what the fuck you're not going to get rich.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like, what? like you know, they hit Harbor's Vintage.
Yeah.
I think I seen.
Did they?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago.
And they got soft?
No, this is how fucking dumb these guys are. Behind the glass, get one iron gate.
Oh.
It's like, wait.
So
you're going to break the glass.
You break the glass, and I got to pay thousands of dollars.
You got to pay thousands of dollars to break the glass and get one fucking gate.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
See, that's
I just don't get it.
No, these guys are, bro, that's the meth talk must be.
I don't know. Yeah. Or it's the music they're listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
run up on the hobbles. You know what I mean? Like, what you mean? Like, oh, I heard this in the song. This must be the place. You know what I mean?
Right. But guy, that's all used clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, what you gonna do with that Mickey Mouse shirt?
Yeah. You probably find your own at Goodwill.
Yeah.
Or cheaper. Or what? Sorry. Shout out to Harbor's Vintage. But I mean, it's like, come on, these guys are working
I know
hard.
I know what you mean.
You know,
I know what you mean.
You
like,
break their glass. Like,
yeah.
No, that's the thing. Is like, you know, guys broke your car window for what? For like when charger. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you got a freaking
like
cord. It's not even an Apple cord, you weirdo.
Yeah. No.
You know?
My truck got stolen from my house a few months ago. Same thing. Like,
what?
Like, yeah, it's inside my gate. Anyways, long story short.
Wait, inside your gate.
Yeah. Well, because, you know, once you get in, you can get out because of the gate, right? So then, just random, I post them on my Instagram because 5 minutes later, my cousin, hey, cuz, I was wondering where your fucking truck was sitting by my house. Like, so they would park them and left it in front of this construction site. But to me, the funniest part was I never have nothing inside, really. Like, my truck probably worth more than what was inside.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking make the thing disappear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, instead of now I got to deal with all this fucking insurance and this and that, change all my locks or whatever. It's just a fucking...
Because these guys are dummies. I was up at Gucci's house in Manoa, and my fault, I left the truck unlocked. Okay? But you think you up Manoa, you think nobody up there. You know what I mean?
And the criminals thinking the same thing.
No,
but it's a perfect place. All these guys leave their doors
That's
unlocked.
right. They said, oh, this Kauai boy posting IG stories. Freaking guys. But, bruh, so the door was unlocked, so they grabbed my camera that was under my, the seat, the driver's seat. These dummies was like, oh, bro, you know what we gotta do? We gotta gotta open the glove box. Instead of them trying to just open the damn thing because they were already in the truck, they hit drill through the freaking
unlocked glove box.
Through the unlocked glove box. I had to pay just under
Wait.
$1,000.
Wait. The thing was unlocked.
Yeah.
And they drilled through it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How mental is that?
Smart enough to go to Manoa to look for the one unlocked Tacoma, but dumb enough to just
For real.
Yeah.
I said, you guys with your Milwaukee ass drills.
Oh my goodness! Probably not even Milwaukee. It's probably Ryobi.
Yeah, probably the green, the mean green.
The mean greens. Yeah. Hey, I don't know if it's good or not, but I have Bosch, so.
Neutral.
Oh yeah, got you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but for real, Ola, thank you. I appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate the time, the insight. Thank you.
No, thank you
Keeping
for the
us
insight.
laugh. That's
Automatic.
That's awesome.
Automatic.
Shout out to Kauai though. Love Kauai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're down.
Yeah. I'll be there.
We'll be
August.
there.
August.
I think it's 17, 18, 19. Yeah. Down at the park in
So
Kekoha.
1 week we're gonna be up here.
I was gonna say that's made in Hawaii week. Shoot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna be there then.
Yeah,
not
you're
going.
lucky.
Yeah.
That would have been high stepping.
Fuck, I would have loved that. I would have been the man. You know what I mean? You come visit me at my family reunion, and my cousins all like,
Guy, that's an honor to blow that.
"Oh, like, cause
Wait.
this celebrity."
So wait, do you know Mel Rapozo?
I don't.
So he's the stuff, but he's telling us the story about Rapozos.
Yeah.
And like how they're from Kauai.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, get 2 Raposos.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So I don't know what side Raposos we are, but so my grandma born and raised in Kekaha, and then my grandpa is from Kapa'a, and then he and Pooh her from, and then they had my dad guys, and then my uncle Joe ended up staying there. I guess my great grandfather, he had one dance hall in Kapa'a. Where the kind like back in like the 20s or whatever.
Wow.
Where you have to put a ticket. And yeah, that's what my auntie was saying.
I'm gonna ask my great grandma now, cause she's from that side.
His name was Joe Capiche. Well, I used to call him that, but I guess he was the Portuguese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you would have a dance hall.
Yeah.
Some kachi.
Some kachi. Yeah.
Right on.
So shout out to Kauai. I love that place. It's beautiful.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, and bro, tell Kumu you said how's it.
Yep.
You know, I wanted to pop in this week, but just couldn't.
Yeah. No worries. You can save your knees.
Yeah, I know, for real.
Good. Nah. Right on. Thank you guys.
Yeah, of
Appreciate
course.
it.
Everybody, mahalos. If you guys still tuned in, mahalos for watching, another episode of Howsdis podcast. Shout out to Twin Fin Waikiki for letting us film in one of your guys' suites. If you guys want to support future episodes, go and visit www.patreon.com/Howsdisguy. And let's just give it up one more time for Brother Keola Rapozo with the Fendi shades.